morning, traders. It is Tuesday, February 11th. We're 1 hour into trading, and I want to show you that I was long calls overnight in the chat room. You can see here, 5 minutes before the close, bought SPY, 332 calls. Those are the Feb 14s. Also added to the position right down in here, 2 minutes before the close. I had also been telling everybody that this was my intent. I saw a really nice pattern yesterday. I'm going to show that to you in a minute. Let's see what the action's doing today. So S&P 500 gaps higher, pull back a little bit, and then this long green candle right here erases these two candles. Okay, looks like we're going to move higher. Another long green candle here sets the table for a little grind higher here. You can see how 10P, our indicator, liked everything right into here. Now it's starting to drop. Does that mean that we short here? No. It means that we need to be careful. It means that we need to take profits on our long positions, reduce our exposure, especially when we see 1, 2, 3 tails above body. So what could possibly be happening here? We could see the market roll over, but I am not going to short the market until I see this pattern. The pattern I'd be looking for, 1 long red candle, 2 long red candles. Okay, that would signal a top, definitely. Then I would be looking for a rally back to try and challenge that high with a lower high and a tail or two above body. Then I know the market's ready to roll over. But until then, I'm going to assume that this is merely a pause and that the market's going to continue to float higher, and that could be setting up right now. You see, when we have these compressions like this in a very tight range, it tells me a couple of things. It tells me that buyers are still lined up. They still want in. The market's simply going to have to consolidate those gains, digest them for a little while. As the sellers start to dissipate and they see that the bid is still there, they will start to lift their offers, hoping to sell at a higher price. The buyers will still be aggressive. Boom, boom, boom. Eventually, you'll get a breakout to the upside. And when this 1OP indicator is falling, normally you would expect to see the market decline. When it doesn't, that means that there is a bullish divergence. It means that even with this negative reading on the indicator, that the market is still able to tread water. So as I'm doing this presentation, I'm expecting this to continue to come in. I'm expecting to see this compression right up here, no long red candles, and then when we come down and trough and start to have a bullish cross on the indicator, that's when we'll have a chance to break out to a new high for the day. So you do need to be a little bit careful after a big run like this. We're at an all-time high. There is some decent news. Overnight, there were only 2,000 new cases of coronavirus. That's down from 3,000 new cases the night before. So it appears that things are starting to taper off a little bit. A lot of Chinese workers are going back to work. So that's also starting to calm nerves. That's good news. So in the background, I'm going to be running this S&P 500 chart. I do not currently have a position on. I sold my calls at about $4.70 this morning. Very nice $2 gain. Not quite 100%, but a very nice gain. So here's why I bought those calls in the first place. We had this little bit of a compression right up here, right on the all-time high. You can see the tiny, tiny little bodies. So the market would open and pretty much close right near that opening price. Friday, we saw some selling. That's been pretty normal. We've seen selling on Fridays and a rally on Monday. Friday, Monday, Friday, Monday. Okay, so there's jitters over the weekend on what coronavirus might be doing. Everybody takes a deep breath Monday morning. They come in and they buy. That's the pattern that we saw yesterday. We opened on the low and we continued to grind higher, leaving us with this huge bullish engulfing pattern that eats up all of those, and the market closes on its high. When I see that, I know I want to be long some calls overnight. That is a very high probability setup. So yes, we got the rally today. Everything looks good there. So we'll continue to have this 5-minute chart running in the background. You'll be able to track the market minute by minute. This is always what I like to do when I'm day trading anyway. I never take my eye off the market. Market first, Market first, market first. We have a huge advantage in trading individual stocks. I do trade the S&P 500 as well, but I need to have good momentum, and then I'm in on it. Which, by the way, when I talk about the 10P indicator, there was a big cross right there. You can see how the indicator came down and down. But the market, it did come down, but not very much, almost in a compression type form, indicating that this bullish divergence was setting in. When we finally do get across here later in the day, that was a beautiful entry point. Did I catch it? No, didn't catch it. I felt that the price action was too compressed. The volume was down about 9% from its average daily volume, so I felt like it was going to be a lackluster day. I felt that these highs would probably be in for the day. Didn't see much going on, but once the momentum came in, and once we started to challenge that high, then we were off to the races. So I missed a good trade. I'm not going to catch them all. The indicator works great, so I will have many, many other opportunities. So let's take a look at what we're trading this morning. There's really only one search that you need if you're day trading. This heavy buying search that I have right here, you'll also see in my chat room. I'll bring that up very quickly. I'm going to scroll down. There are two searches in the chat room. I can actually widen this out so you can see everything a little bit easier. Plus, you can also see the market rating indicators. Right now, it's drifting a little bit lower. My trading system on a 5-minute, 15, 30, 1-hour basis. Green, we call this a royal flush. Everything's green, indicating lots of internal market strength. Stay long, trade from the long side when you see this. We will be watching. We don't want to see this market rating trending lower. It could be a signal that the market's running out of gas. But heavy buying. These are the stocks you want to be trading. I can look down the list right now. It updates every minute. Roku, big time. We were on that. TTD, excellent. NVIDIA was just on the list. Amazon. Let's go into the option stalker search, and here you can see a little bit different criteria for both lists, but they do measure some of the same things as well. Amazon, really nice looking chart. It's off to the races. Look at these long green candles closing on the high, gap higher, closing on the high, closing on the high. No overlap. Boom. This stock's going to go. It wants to keep running. So Amazon looks fantastic right now. NVIDIA, really nice breakout. Yes, we bought this early in the chat room. A lot of members were long NVIDIA overnight on that breakout right there. Really great price action today. I like NVIDIA to keep moving higher. AMD is also moving higher, so we're going to take a look at that as well, and we will bring this in so we could take a closer look at it. And there you can see how NVIDIA, even with the market being flat, is still trying to push higher and get through that high of the day on very heavy volume. You got to trade heavy volume. That's what it's all about. That heavy volume, when accompanied by price movement, tells you where the stock wants to go. We're trying to ride on the coattails of large institutions. They are in buying these stocks. Roku. Love Roku. Loved Roku yesterday. I told you yesterday. Watch Roku in my video. I said, if this stock gets through the 100-day moving average, you got to be all over it. Well, it did that this morning. This downward sloping trend line has been breached on a daily basis, bounced off the 200-day moving average. It's going to go. You can see here by hovering over the E, earnings on 2/13. So it announces earnings in 2 days, ride the momentum higher, exit before earnings, see what happens afterwards. We may have a really nice trade setting up on that one. ABBV, again, I'm just going right down the list. That's all you got to do. Heavy buying list. That's it. Yeah, we've got tons of other great searches too. Relative strength 30, fantastic. Could go on and on. The explosion search I showed you a couple of days ago. My God, that produced another really big winner yesterday. So I'm going to take a look at BABA. Not too crazy about Alibaba, just nothing there for me on a daily basis, but ABBV through that horizontal resistance level. There's the earnings announcement before the open. There's the reaction that we had. We've been all over ABBV the last few days. You've seen that day in and day out in my daily videos. Love it. Go into the 5-minute chart, see what it's doing. By the way, there's the S&P 500. Compress, compress, compress while the market's going down. This is going to be a buy. I would buy futures. I would buy SPY calls. I'd probably buy the Feb 14s that expire this Friday probably would go into the 335 calls, expecting another leg higher. This compression, though, does tell us that the upside breakout may be fairly limited because we're already starting to see some selling pressure. There are sellers there. They will simply release their offers. They'll let the market run up. They'll try and sell at higher prices. Anyone that shorted the high of the day, right up in here, is going to be forced to cover. So you might get a 5 or 6 point pop once it does get through that on the SPY. So I do think that you need to take some profits on that initial move through when it finally goes. You can see ABBV, grind, 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 higher. Let's put that 1 OSI indicator up. Above zero, relative strength. Through the prior day's high, looks really good. BILI, really nice breakout. Getting that pullback I was looking for. Look at that breakout. Really moving higher. Excellent volume. Really big volume. It's what we want. It's the type of pattern we're looking for. Continue to go right down the list. Take a look and see some of these I have not looked at. PDD, pretty volatile stock. Trying to get through this downward sloping trend line here. If it can do that and get above the 100-day moving average, I'm interested. Well, what do I do with that info? You can click on GTC, click on the top of this candle here. Now I've got a GTC alert line. If it gets through there, I'm going to know about it. That's exactly what I did with Roku as well. Just going to go down and take a look at a few more of these stocks, and then I'll highlight some others that I like. See what's on this list right now. This updates every minute, by the way, so you're getting constant, fresh, new ideas. So I'm going to take a look at Shack. I haven't looked at that one yet today. That's trying to get through these major moving averages right here. If it does so, it will be in this gap. Earnings are due out on the 24th, so we got plenty of time. 2 weeks on that. What do I do with that? I'm going to take and I'm going to click through the high of that candle right there, and now I've got a GTC alert line. If the stock gets through that, I know it's through the major moving averages. I'll look to sell out of the money bullish put spreads on it. Lyft was another really nice stock yesterday. See what that's doing today. Love this breakout above the 200-day moving average. You can see it announces after the close today, so that may be one to watch tomorrow morning. And we'll go and take a look at Pop Bull, just looking, scanning to see what other stocks I might possibly like in here. And at first glance, I'm not seeing anything new right away. Relative strength 30. Let's see what's moving in here. EDU. I did have IQ. I bought that earlier today. This is trying to get through that resistance level. Really decent price action off of that support level right there. Nothing I'm going to zoom in on right now, though. Win. Let's take a look at that. That's been beaten down. Got a double bounce here off of the major moving averages. I always try and highlight at least one swing trade. Folks, I think this is a really good swing trade. You got to key off of that 125 support level. Earnings are out, so we don't have to worry about it. Sell that 125 put and buy a 122.50 put. Try and go out a week or two and try and sell that spread for 50 cents. Go as far out in time as you need to get that 50 cents. I want that 50 cents on a 2.5 point spread between the strike prices because that's a 25% return. I like to get a 25% return on my credit spreads. I'm going close to the money, so I should be able to get it. I got plenty of market momentum, got plenty of volume in the stock. So these spreads expire in a week or two. Great way to generate income and distance yourself from the action and lean on these very heavy support levels. That's how we do it. So win. There you go right there. There is an excellent bullish put spread setting up. See if there's anything else in here that looks good. OKTA. That's starting to kind of get through this resistance level here. That's a little bit of a choppy stock. So got lots to look at. AMD, I like that. Look at that beautiful breakout right there. Love it. Put up that 5-minute chart and see what the stock is doing so far today. Big gap up, starting to pull back a little bit. got to wait. You don't want it to come back too far off of that high. You'd like to have this support level hold in here because that tells you that buyers are still lined up, and then it'll have the next push higher and through the high of the day when the market finds its footing. NVDA, you know we like that one. Look at that baby go. Really like NVIDIA. Been long that today. IQ, made some decent money on that one today. Oh yeah, she's going. Look at that. Through that high, love IQ. There's another one you can trade. Roku, I think you got to watch this one. It's through the 200-day moving average going into earnings. I think it wants to keep moving higher. So there's some really nice picks for you to take a look at. This heavy buying search, I have it in the chat room. Amazon, I pointed out. Like Amazon a lot. ABBV, forgot to recap that one. There you go. There's probably 5 or 6 stocks along with the win bullish put spread. You should be set for the day. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on your notifications so that you never miss one of these videos. Guarantee it'll have a lot of education in it and some excellent stock and option trades that you can take advantage of. Trade well. We'll see you in the morning. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.